What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima,
This is not
not
another damn
another
podcast
damn podcast.
presented by our
Our
damn.
damn selves, yay!
So 411,
Oh,
411 information, baby. What's
don't
the
you look no more love without limit? Hey,
411? Son, what's the 411 that said you got it going on? What's the 411?
now I'm
Mary
gonna put
J.
on some Mary
Blige's
J
first album,
now.
411. For those that don't
Yeah.
know, like let's give a little lesson to like the Gen Zers and like your kids, like
The Alpha, whatever. I think my kids are Gen Alpha. I think.
Gen Alpha or
I don't
Zoomers,
know.
as I like to call them. Yeah, let's give.
Zoomers. I
Let's.
call them influencers. That's what I call our generation because we're in the content creation
I like
influencers.
Zoomer because they grew up with Zoom. They don't
With
remember
Zoom,
like
yeah.
we're all pre COVID when like we was zooming like this like we are now. Also, is a play on
A
Boomers
play on
and
Boomer.
Gen Z is a play on both of that. So it's all of that tied together. Boomer, Gen Z, and they grew up with Zoom. So I like calling them Zoomers. So, yeah. Yeah, but like back in the day, yeah, back in my day, yeah, like we didn't have Google and all of that. So if you had to look somebody's number up, you either had to get a phone book, like the white pages for residential, the yellow pages for
Yellow
business. Yeah.
and then blue for government listings.
Yeah. And then you had this number called 411 if you were too lazy to do that. It's like it's just had a number. You dial 411 and ask like, hey, like give me the Naima's residence, yeah, like that. But he like you could like call someone, get their number. It's like, yeah, unless you had an unlisted number, you couldn't do that. Yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
sorry, that number is unlisted. And that cost extra back in the day to unlist your number. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah,
Mhm.
you can just call 411 and say, hey, like I need so and so's phone number. It's like, yeah, and then you
Yeah.
get it, yeah. It's called 411. That's what the joke. Yeah. And that became like a slang like in the hood, like, yeah, what's the 411 or
What's the
so and so? Yeah.
411? Like, what's the dish? What's the info?
Info, yeah.
Or give me the tea now, because you say give me the tea.
See, back
That's
in
how
the
you got the
90s, it
tea.
was the 411. And that's because of the number you actually dialed, 411. If
Yeah.
you were like too lazy to pick up a yellow pages, you were trying to call Harold's Chicken up like in your neighbor to order.
Hero.
So you like me Harold's Chicken on Stony Island. You would call 411 to get that number.
Or give me the Pizza Hut because I want to get my pizza. But you know how you get the little Pepsi wheel and you would get like the book thing,
Yeah.
Pizza Hut. You read enough books, you would get your little free little personal pan
Are
pizza.
you trying to order your Italian Fiesta? There you,
Italian Fiesta.
so you call 411. Yeah, so you can call and order your pizza. Yeah. This is pre like Grubhub and Uber Eats and all of that. So yeah,
DoorDash and all
you had
that.
to call and have a pizza delivery man. Yeah. You pay him and then like except that then if you're a really cheapskate, you didn't give him a tip. It's like, yeah, so yeah.
That's why he called him a cheapskate Home Alone because he didn't give him a tip.
Yeah.
Kevin didn't know about tipping, so
They bring your food and it's like, yeah, that'll be 14.78. You give them, you count it down, it's five, six, seven, eight. You count three pennies out with the three quarters and shit.
so petty. Even just giving somebody $15 on 14.78,
Yeah,
that's
even that's a cheap tip, but it's
yeah,
better.
that's cheap. But
Like, at least like it's something, no, yeah.
tip your drivers, tip your drivers.
But
Or
yeah,
just go
Dallas,
pick it up if you can't, if you can't tip, just go pick it up your damn self. But
yeah,
tip your drivers.
yeah. That's why what's the name? We're ahead of the curve now. Everybody's doing, but like pizza and Chinese, you could always like get those delivered, like even back in like
Hmm.
the 80s or whatever. Yeah, those always were like delivery. Anything else you had to go pick. Like if you wanted McDonald's, you had to go get that shit. It's like you wanted a gyro, you had to go pick that shit up. It's like yeah, but you
Get
could
your
always
Italian
order.
beef.
Yeah, you could always order pizza. You could always order Chinese. Like yeah,
Yeah.
they did. They did. They were door dashing and on Uber Eats and Grubhub and before that was a thing. You could
And
always.
then a friend of ours around the corner may or may not have sent a pizza to our house
Oh yeah,
one
that was a
time.
gag back in the day sending pizzas.
We won't say who our friend is, but
Yeah.
a
He's a
friend of
very
ours.
upstanding member of the community now, but yeah, he was a damn fool like back then.
But there's the thing about maturity, like people continue to grow. So when people, it's just fun to laugh about, yeah, when we were kids, we were silly little kids, but
Yeah,
still holding him to that saying that you It's like he's a grown man, first of all, and he's an upstanding member of
This
society.
is over 30 years ago. So
Yeah, he's a grown man now.
it was
So
funny then to me, but our mom, she got mad.
I was so
It was
mad.
funny. 30 years ago was funny to me and shit. Yeah. I was like, so
I think dad may or may not have laughed away from mom, I think.
might have, yeah. I can see him finding a humor and some dumb shit like
Because dad
that.
had a sense of humor, because dad would be like, because mom was just real, like, this is, I think that dad probably laughed away from her. Because he
It's
probably
so
like,
fucking
man,
stupid. It's funny. You can't even get mad. It's like, yeah, why
he probably shook
who
his
sends
head,
a pizza?
laugh.
It's like that. It was so fucking stupid. That's
Pizza.
it's like,
Like, did you order a pizza? No. Did you order a pizza? No.
and they had the right address. So like, yeah, it had your home address there. Like, well, this is so and so, so and so. It's not like they had like the neighbor's address. Your name and address is on the shit. It's like,
Yeah, I think he may or may not have sent that pizza
yeah.
to our house.
And a lot of times they get your phone number too, so that way they could call to see if it was a real number. Like, yeah, whatever. So,
Right.
yeah, but what the gag do? They just give your number. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
They just like give you, so that way, yeah, because like it would give you a number. So you never knew who sent it. That was like a good. Now you can't do that because like it's prepaid in the app. Yeah,
It's prepaid. You're
you
not
can't
gonna
order a bunch of
prepay.
pizzas on Grubhub and send them because like yeah, you got to pay for them. Unless
Yeah,
you
unless you
get
just
unless
have
you
money
get
to
somebody
burn.
else's credit card too, then that's
Right.
like it's a whole nother issue
That's a
there.
whole nother issue that you don't want to involve yourself in,
Yeah,
because we're
yeah,
not scamming.
unless you got the yeah, say unless you got their Grubhub, okay, you hacked into their account. They're like, yeah, now you got to be an actual criminal to do that gag. Now it's
I
like
saw a
hacking.
story about that when some guy hacked into something and he was just like paying out something. Like he had like a whole elaborate scheme. And my thing is, if you can figure out that, you should be able to figure out a legal way to generate money. Because if you were able to like hack and do something like that, your brain is very advanced. So it seems like you should be able to figure out a system where you don't have to be a criminal and do that.
Oh, I love watching. I'm into watching body cam videos. It's like two types I'm really into, like the shoplifting ones, which we're gonna get back to in a second, and like the ones that are the most hysterical to me, which I don't get why anybody would act a fool here. Like airport videos, I love watching them. Like who acts a damn fool at an airport? That's the last place you want to act a fool at is an
Because
airport.
TSA would tear your ass apart.
Exactly, yeah. They're not letting you get on that plane, and then like that just raises it even more. So now they got to call the police and shit. Yeah. It's like you acting a fool. Like, nope, we're not letting you get on that plane.
Thankfully, knock on wood, in my time, in my travels, I said, because I've been a couple of places in the last year or whatever that I went to TSA, was no issues or whatever. I didn't see no one act a fool,
Yeah.
you know.
But yeah, one of the funniest I want is like a husband and wife. Like the husband had actually like because I hate the stereotype as a stereotype, but like, most of these videos usually be women acting a fool, and I'm just like, like the guys usually more level head. Like, come on, let's just go, babe. It's like but
No,
lots.
I gotta prove my point. He
It's some
disrespected
bullshit.
me.
It's like, yeah, it'd be the women. Most of like 90% of the videos, the body would be like women acting a fool at an airport. Most of them. It's like, and then like it was on the jet bridge. It's like, and you really don't want to act a fool there. You know, like when you like that's when you actually boarding the plane.
Yeah, when you're about to board the
Yeah,
plane.
you pass, you getting on. It's like, yeah, like the husband, he had already went through, like, yeah, put the luggage on and everything. She was going and she had, like airlines, they have rules and shit. Yeah. They have two bags you can bring with you. As
Yeah.
usually your suitcase and then like a smaller bag, like a tote bag, a laptop bag, backpack,
Hmm.
something small. It's like the most air they have that rule, two bags. Yeah.
But you can fit under the seat. Like you have to be able to
Yeah, it's
fit the
like
water
one
bag under
goes in
the
your
seat.
overhead, one
Over
goes
here,
under
the
the
other one
seat.
fits
Yeah.
on the seat.
Like your
And they have the
suitcase
thing to
on your
show,
overhead, yeah, and then the
and they have
other
the thing that shows what can fit in the overhead, because you have to put your luggage in the little thing to show
they
that you
measure it to see if it
fit. They
go in there.
measure
If
it.
it don't go there, it got to be checked. Yeah, if
It
it don't.
gotta be checked. There's no way around it. It gotta be checked.
Well, yeah,
So
the wife had three items because she had the tote bag, a backpack, and a suitcase. So they said, "Nah, you two items, yeah." And people probably do let shit like that slide, but rules are rules. And if the airport employee says like no, like yeah, you're gonna have to check your suitcase or something because we can't let you bring three carry-ons on the plane. It's like yeah, so yeah, it's like rules. And then she acted a plumb fool and shit, so they got the police to come. So then the husband comes off, and then like at first he seems level-headed, and then he starts acting a fool and shit. Yeah. So then they both get arrested and shit. Yeah, the husband got tased and shit in the video.
But
It's the most ridiculous thing. Because after a while they don't say, okay, we're not letting you on this plane. It's like then that's when they really lose it. It's like because yeah, you paid your money. It's like you got to try to get a
yeah, as a
refund.
passenger plane, I'm mad because like my flight's getting delayed because like you want to be a stupid
You
ass, you
act a
know?
fool on a jet bridge is like, which yeah, like yeah.
Like we ready to take off. Like once you get on, it's like you're preparing.
Yeah,
Like
that's
okay,
like the
ready to
last
take
step
off.
before takeoff. Is like the people have boarded the plane. They scan your
They
boarding
scare
pass
your
and
little
everything.
ding,
Yeah,
ding. They can scare your boarding pass.
yeah.
Ding, ding,
And
ding,
you get on
ding.
there because like somebody
Yeah,
on the bridge like caught and say, wait, like yeah, you got three things. It's like yeah, which obviously like somebody at the end they probably didn't catch or they didn't care like whoever scanned it, whoever. But somebody said, hey, like you, yeah, you're gonna have to check that suitcase then if you want to carry the two other items. Yeah,
hmm.
see,
So across the board, I'll just say to all staff, airline staff, just be by the book and do everything
yeah.
by the book. Because then that way you won't catch yourself up. Because if you
If
let one
rules are
person
two
slide,
items, then it should be two items. You
yeah,
can't just let somebody slide because like you don't care or whatever. It's like, well, you know, because a lot of times it's that like, yeah, because then the next employee like might care. It's like, oh, wait a minute,
exactly.
yeah,
And then it makes it hard, like when you try to do your job. Because I've even faced that in my job, like where I do something and they're like, well, my previous person didn't cite me with this. And I'm like, they should have been citing you.
yeah,
Like I just keep my stuff rule based because you're
yeah.
not going to catch me up and say, well, you let so and so slide. You're not going to catch me up. I just keep everything across the board, just fair across.
That's these two chicks from Chicago on there. Like I don't gotta tell you what side of town I think they were from. It's like the way they were acting. They seemed like West Side hoes to me.
Maybe out west.
They were in Florida and they were like coming. They were trying to get back to Chicago. Yeah, and like one night, once again, like yeah, what's the number one rule about when you go in the airport? Be on time. It's like so you showed up after like yeah when it was time to board. It's like and like they not letting you on the plane. It's like I don't care. It's like I got my
Once the
pad.
door
They go
closes,
oh it's like yeah you're
because
late.
I
It's
actually
like
missed
that
my
plane is about to take off. We're not letting you on. It's like yeah
we missed our flight because our connecting flight left later than what it was supposed to because it was supposed to leave at a certain
yeah
time.
and
We would have been
it
on
threw
time,
everything off. Yeah,
but then
threw
they
everything.
left late. And then they said that the flight was going to be delayed, but then the flight actually ended up being early, our flight back to Chicago. So when we were coming back from the vineyard,
It threw everything off.
we were on the tarmac and we could
Yeah.
see, we were looking in the phone, we like, okay, shit, they're boarding Chicago flight. They're boarding Chicago flight. And then we saw our doors closed. We were like, fuck. Because we saw it said
Here's the
doors
thing,
closed and we were still on the
y'all done run
tarmac.
over there to the gate and act a fool, though.
We were like,
Like these girls from Chicago, they ran to the gate and acted a fool. It's like, yeah. One of them really was her sister. I think they were sisters. Like one of them was trying to like calm the one girl down, but she ended up getting arrested, which is what you don't want to do. Like you will get arrested out of town. Like, yeah,
exactly. Like I said,
after
we
you,
remained calm. Like I said, we just went over. We was like, yeah, we saw our flight. Like our flight left. And we was like, can we just get our luggage? They were like, we'll get a hotel. Like, when is the next flight leave? We thought we'd leave that night. They was like, next one doesn't leave 6 in the morning. They was like, we can get you a hotel. So we had to overnight in Boston.
yeah,
It's like, I'm not acting a fool and getting arrested in Boston. Hell no.
exactly, yeah,
Hell no. So we just got a hotel, and that's what we did. We just got a hotel and stayed overnight in Boston. Then we left and we made that flight for Chicago in the morning.
yeah.
So it was like we would maybe delay like maybe 12, 14 hours. So it was like not that bad. So
Because everyone was
yeah.
like, when they started, yeah, like when they start talking in there, and that's why I heard they were from Chicago because they were trying to fly to Midway. I was just say, oh, they from Chicago. I said, I don't even want to guess what side of town they from. They
West
definitely
Side was West Side.
definitely
No, I'm
felt
kidding.
West Side into me like the way they were
I
acting.
know West Side when I see it.
Yeah, these chicks definitely felt West Side to me. And then getting back to like the
Bill
shoplifting.
Madison and Pulaski.
Yeah. exactly. Yeah.
If you're not from Chicago, then you know you that will go over your head, Madison and Pulaski.
Yeah. Lake and fucking Western and shit. Let's go. Where am I going? Yeah, oh yeah, going back to the original, yeah, the shoplifting videos is like like it's this grandma, like, yeah, which I think old people shoplift all the time. So I think that's just a
They
thing.
said, but I did see a report that said that the largest
Most of the
shoplifters
time they get away
actually
with it. They don't.
are middle-aged white women. That's what they
Yeah,
said. They say it's middle-aged white women.
yeah.
I saw that in the study. They said that's the largest population, the largest percentage of
It
shoplifters
was a joke
because
on Seinfeld years ago when Jerry
they're unsuspected. You don't suspect
Jerry
them.
caught his Uncle Leo stealing a book from, like, yeah, the bookstore. So they say, yeah, we all do it. See, yeah, like we like, we're old. It's like, and if they catch us, we just play C now. Like, hey, what am I doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? I thought I paid for it. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you just play
you
senility.
play, yeah,
Yeah.
you play that. It's like he's like all of us, like all of us, we all do it. And then Jerry asked his parents, and it's like, yeah, we steal batteries all the time. Say they never pay for batteries. Yeah, we do. We still, all, of course we do. It's like, yeah, what? So he was just shocked that all the old people in his family were like shoplifters. Like, yeah, yeah, we think we
That's
pay for
hilarious.
batteries and shit. But yeah, like this grandma, like she was doing it. You know this from like coming from the retail world is like, well, like she was scanning, like, yeah, like this cup, this 50 cent cup, like some cheap like item, 50
Yeah.
cent, and just kept scanning that over and over for like everything in the fucking cart and shit. Yeah. And of course, like loss prevention, like people, you can't, like, now they watching the whole time.
Yep.
They see you and they can see what you ringing up. They in there, like the cop is in there with them. Okay, see that? So he sees 50 cent, yeah, but that the item right there, obviously,
Mhm.
it's like not it's like a purse or something she
And
put
it
in the
is,
bag.
like I said, I'm giving a peek behind retail. I said because I was a manager in retail for many years. So the peek behind that is in their office room, they can pull up the receipts from each register and they can see
Yeah,
what was scanned
yeah.
in real time. They can pull the receipt
Yeah,
in
now
real
they and
time.
the camera is right there too on that
And the
register.
camera's right
They
there
see
too.
what you're scanning. Okay, like that's not that item. When we looking
Mhm.
at the video, like what she scanned and what, yeah,
And then the other thing is too is they're not going to approach you until after you've passed the register because at that point now it's stealing because
yes,
you can always say I was going to pay for it
yeah.
even if stuff is in your pocket and you at the register I was going to pay for it. That's why
Yeah,
they
they usually
cannot
let you
approach you until
pass the
after you
register.
pass the
Most of the
register.
time, I see them get arrested. They in the little breezeway, like the
The little
it's
vegetable thing,
vestibule, yeah, in between, like
vestibule, yeah,
there's like most like Walmart's and like the big box stores got two doors. They got
yep,
the inner door and the outer door, yeah.
hmm
And they stop you there because like there's no point where you could say that you were gonna pay for it once
right.
you get in that
You
area.
have to
It's like,
pass the
yeah,
register because that's what they told us in our training. Like they have to pass the checkout point. Once they get past the checkout point, you were stealing. Like you can't say I was gonna pay. Like no, you passed the register.
yeah. Even if you scanned every item wrong, it's like you could still like get cold feet and just walk out and like
Right.
see, and there you did nothing wrong. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
you did scan a bunch of bullshit, but yeah, you just walk away and leave the items there. It's like, yeah,
They
it's
can't say anything to
technically
you.
that's not a crime. It's like, yeah,
It's an annoyance because now the
yeah, like, yeah,
overcharger
you
can
just
put
like,
everything
yeah, like
back.
they can kick you out of the store for like, yeah, wasting their time,
Yeah,
but you
that's an
didn't kick them.
annoyance now
Yeah.
because now you're making the other people's job hard to put all
They
those
gotta
items
avoid
back.
that and put all of it back and all of that. It's like, yes,
Especially perishable stuff. Like that's
yeah,
just really,
yeah.
to do that.
But once you walk out with the items, it's like now it's a crime.
Now it's a crime.
Yeah.
And you see the old lady was in there.
Grandma, yeah, they brought her in and she kept like insisting that, yeah, I didn't steal that there. And they like, we like got it on video. Like, yeah, you scanned that cup like 10
What was she,
times.
maybe about
It
60,
looked like
65-ish maybe?
60-ish. Yeah, like
Yeah. So
it's
she
like,
tried to use her like, oh, well, I'm older and,
yeah. And try to play the innocent card. Yeah, I ain't never stole nothing in my life. It's like, yeah, like a lot of old folks are like the
Granny, you
church
stealing.
going and all that. Yeah, I ain't never stole nothing in my life. Yeah. It's like, we got you on video. You scanned that cup like 10 times, a 50-cent cup for that whole cart of shit. It's like, yeah, hey, we have you on video. It's like, it's just nothing you can, yeah, you're not getting out of this one. You can't talk your way out of this one, basically. And then she tried to blame it on saying that, well, yeah, if it's ringing up wrong, it's not my fault. Try to blame it on now is the computer.
So
So
they do try to say it was a whatchamacallit, a computer error.
yeah,
It's like,
I,
no, it's
I
a
rang it
human
up and that's
error.
what it said. It's like, come
No,
on.
this is a human error right
You know that
here.
that $40 item was not 50 cent. Yeah, you're not that stupid and shit. Yeah, you're not that old and senile. It's like you got a cart full of shit for like $10. Like you're not that. Come on, knock it off
Like,
and shit.
unless it's a super sale where like this place is going out of business, and
Yeah,
everything is 90%
percent
off.
off. Yeah, like big lot sales when they were having they this is that and shit.
Or like when I went to Route 21 when they closed all their stores and I got a whole bag of clothes for like $11.50 or something. I had a whole bag of clothes I got because everything was 95% off,
Yeah,
but that's not that's
unless it's
not how
one
it
of those
works.
situations, is like you're not gonna get a cart full of shit. Is like. And then probably the funniest one I saw was like I told this
Especially in
dude that
today's climate with these groceries being high as they are.
yeah, come on, yeah. So we know what time it is. And the funniest one I saw was at Target. I think I told you about this with Usain Bolt with fucking with Chief Keef locks and shit. It's like because they
That
had
man
him
was
and
Michael
like the
Johnson
lost
out there in the Olympics. Just
the loss prevention was standing with the cop, like, yeah, they were talking to the person in the office, like they were like, they have the little earpieces. And they were
yeah,
outside waiting. I guess the guy was like they probably didn't think they could catch him in time, so they had the cop was
yeah.
outside
Be
and
on be on the lookout.
they were like, yeah, he's coming,
Yellow
yeah,
yellow
sir.
shirt, blue pants.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
giving the
he just
description.
finished checking out. Yeah, okay, he's walking through. Yeah, that's him right there. It's like,
He's a male, 5'11",
yeah.
this weight, this complexion. Giving descriptions or
Now,
whatever
as
it
soon as
is.
he watched it, said that's the guy. And the cop approached, hey, like, yeah, right away he's like, yeah, like, I got a receipt. It's like, yeah, cop's like, let me see the receipt. And he just took off instantly, running and shit, ran across a busy ass street like Stony Island or something. Like,
King
got
Drive in Bronzeville.
yeah, got across.
Where
Yeah.
it's like the boulevard, where
The
it's like the
cop
street.
chases him on that side, and then the guy like he runs back twice across the busy street again to get back to the target's lot. He gets to his car and then takes us. And then he became fucking Dale Earnhardt. It's like, he got to the car and took off. Shit.
He became Death Race looking like Statham in Death Race.
Yeah. Or it became fucking Vin Diesel in Fast and the Furious.
Fast and
He
Furious.
became that. He went from fucking Usain Bolt to Vin Diesel and instantly got because the dude did get because the cop obviously gave up pursuit, but they gotta say, okay, I lost sight of him. I don't know where he went. So he gave
At that point, if somebody does it, it's like I think that okay, you deserve to keep whatever you stole. I mean, because
he didn't even get anything. He
hey,
said
hey.
once the cop pro, he just took off. He like left the shit. He
So
didn't even get
yeah,
it.
okay. So at that
Got the
point, it's
fuck
like
out of
yeah,
there and shit. It's like, yeah.
you deserve to get away at that point because
Because yeah, you really didn't lose the item, so yeah, it's like because he left the cart after the cop said, hey, "Let me see your receipt," and he just like pew.
that man said, meet,
Yeah. What he probably did, he probably like scanned like one or two items, and he had two receipts. People do that. It's like they like they buy and scan something cheap, pay for that and shit, and then scan up all the other shit and walk out. So they have a receipt in their hand. He probably did some bullshit like that where he had like two receipts, like he had like a fake receipt. It's like when they say, "Oh, let me see your receipt," he just like he was like the road runner and shit, and then the cop was the coyote. He didn't catch him. It's like
You said that would have made it better if they put Benny Hill music
I
behind it.
said, yeah, like that's just the perfect. They should have added Benny Hill music. But he did have an accomplice in it. Like it was a girl that was with him. They caught her and took her into the loss prevention.
Ladies, stop letting these men trip you up and you taking the heat for these men.
Oh yeah,
Ladies,
because
let's stop doing that.
he left you under the bus.
Of course he left your ass, of course.
And what I think is
He
what he
did.
did when he ran across, he probably he remote started his
A
car.
remote
That's why
start,
he
yeah.
ran back. Is like because the car was probably already running. He said, "Okay, like if I could just get to the car, I'm good." It's like he probably,
He jumped in his car like they did in the Dukes of Hazzard. Like
yeah, it was like Bo and Luke. Yeah, he jumped in
he jumped in his car.
the
Just
like
slid.
Luke Duke hot sliding across the hood of the Dukes of the General Lee in the intro. Like,
I find that now because it just sounds all sorts of ridiculousness. It just,
Yeah, the guy he just took off and like, and then I don't know if they ever caught him. People in the comments is like, "What? Like, where are they?
We need
Well, I
an
want to need
update.
a resolution to never catch this guy."
We need an update stat. I don't know. I would find that funny. I know some people will be outraged, like this is why prices keep on raising up in our neighborhood. It's funny to
It's
me.
kind
Like
of the video was kind of funny because like it's nobody got hurt. Like he didn't get any items because he just left the shit after the cop approached him. He just left the cart there and took off
it's
and shit.
ridiculous. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
He said, "Hey, let me see your receipt." Pew! Nigga
That
instantly
man
took
need to
off.
be in the Olympics. Like if he ran like that, run across lanes, it's like 4 lanes of
Yeah,
traffic,
and then
whatever
got
he did.
back. It's
Like
like I was like he ran across the shit twice and shit. It's like
because I'm picturing like the Marianos in Bronzeville, and that's what I'm
yeah,
picturing.
somebody
King
stole there
Drive.
and
That's
got
what I'm
outside. It's
picturing.
like because they got self checkout there. That's what
I'm
it is.
picturing
You
the
can't have self
Marianos.
checkout in the hood. That's what we had now. So yeah, so you got to got to. And they say,
That's
hey,
what
let me
I'm picturing right now with the
off.
Double Boulevard. Yeah, that's how I'm
Runs across
picturing.
K, then runs back and gets to his car and then takes off. Yeah.
Or you said like Snowy Island, like like yeah,
Like that, like Jewel right there on
like Jewel,
Snowy
Snowy Island,
on 75th. Gotcha.
Jules.
Yeah, you were there. You got across and then
There's a
got back.
lot going on. You got the hospital across the street. It's
Yeah.
a lot going on at 75th. A lot happening right
Like,
there.
yeah, you're able to get across and then get back across here. Well, I did see a video in Chicago, but the old Walgreens that's not there anymore on 71st and Jeffrey.
Oh, and Jeffrey, yeah, yeah.
Is like a guy like I don't know what he did is like, but the cops were like trying to stop him. He ran across and he actually got hit by a car,
Oh
got
my
up and
God.
kept running. It's like,
Oh my God.
like
And
this
there's a
nigga,
lot going on right there because the train tracks, Metro is right there. It's a
yeah,
lot
he's
going
the
on right there
Hulk
at
and shit. Yeah,
71st.
he's the Hulk and shit.
And then people are like, like Lakeshore Drive is about to start, a little bit down the way. So it's a lot going on right
Caught him.
there.
He ran over towards the way where, like, towards the side where Italian Fiesta is. They ended up catching him over there. But when he got hit by the car, it's like it got back up and kept running. It's like,
What in the Hulk slash Thing slash Spider-Man, whatever. Like,
yeah, but yeah. So that's what I do in my free time. I watch body cam vid. It's like to show cops back in the day, but way better. It's like because you see cops like they it's edited for television the way they do.
yeah.
It's like the raw footage. It's like so it's like yeah. So it's like way more ridiculous shit happens in these videos. And then cops, they wouldn't have aired the guy getting away because like the criminals always get caught on it.
Yeah.
So like yeah, so sometimes the criminals get away in these body cams like that.
Mhm.
Like it's like the show cops, but like just way more hilarious though. Like,
Cops were better.
bad boys, bad boys. Yeah, so the cops was on that years ago. Like, so now like yeah, there's whole channels dedicated to like body cams. It's like so I'll be watching those. That's what I was. I mean,
Petty.
once you
Petty.
start going down that rabbit hole, you start watching all kinds, especially when you see like shit you recognize, like the one on you start wait a minute, yeah, I know that. There's that Domino's right there. There's a Subway. You start that's on 71st and Jeffrey. Wait a minute, it's
Like that
like
one that I saw with the guy with the helicopter in Chicago, and then they were over by Baba's or whatever on
yeah,
83rd and King
83rd.
Drive. Where he passed the building with the X right there. I was like, oh, he on King Drive. That's 83rd and King
When he was on
Drive.
the highway, I was like, he's on I-57. I knew I
Right,
said
like, that's
he passed
57.
99th right there. I used to get off there for the plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew exactly where he was
You
the
see,
whole
okay, like
time.
that's Marshfield. He passed 100. That's Marshfield right there. You start recognizing. That's where the old LA Fitness was right there.
Yeah, we started looking where he was at and shit. Yeah, it's
Okay,
like
that's the red line. That's what they real, how they did 95th Street over. They like build up the red line thing or
yeah,
whatever.
by the red line. It's like, yeah, okay, you off at 87th. Yeah. Okay, he's taking the back road. He's not going to 87. He took 88th, which is one way. So he's going the wrong way on
He's
the
going the
one way.
wrong
It's
way.
like, yeah,
I think
like
he passed that school, Neil School or whatever. I was like, I think that's Neil School right there. He passed
that's another one. I need answers. Like, did the accomplice get away? It was two people. They separated. They caught the one. It's like
they caught
I
the
don't know
one
whatever happened with the other one.
because he was walking like he ditched the car and then he was walking down. 83rd, like,
He was on his
he
phone. His like, then they probably,
was on his phone,
He
like,
acting like, yeah, oh, me?
for the police point of view.
Huh? Huh? He really tried it, yeah.
He really tried it, yeah. We were like, wait a minute, that's 83rd K Drive. Like in the comment section,
Huh?
he was like, I know exactly what that's saying.
What I do? It's like he really played.
He tried it. He tried it.
You're like, nigga, you know what you did.
That was a good one. Because when I watched it, it was like these ladies doing their own commentary because they were watching on the TV and then their
I
commentary.
watched the
Oh,
original. Yeah.
that boy can drive. Because they were like, he can drive. Like the way they commentary. I need them on more commentaries because it was hilarious. That boy gone. He goes. He gone.
Classic.
They said he was Cleo from Sad Off the way he was driving.
Yo.
Cleo.
Hmm.
But yeah. I know I shouldn't be laughing that hard at that, but in today's society, you do need something that's going to lighten your mood because it's just a lot of just
Yeah.
a lot of shit that
A lot
you
of
know,
weirdness going on in the world.
a lot of weirdness, a lot of poly stuff. It's
Hmm.
like I think I'm gonna just start viewing political stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
think
should,
I'm gonna
yeah.
start viewing it.
I'm over it. Speaking of which, yeah, let's talk about yeah, since we
Like
talking
I was tired. I'm tired.
Trump, he completed his first 100 days in office. It's yeah, hasn't gotten the most glowing reviews. It's like,
Well, I mean, we're still at a standstill. So I mean,
yeah, the tariff shit is what got me most. I'm watching that. Is like, yeah, because like is as who's going to flinch first, the U.S. or China? Shit, it's like, because that shit is like they both poker facing. Like, who's going to flinch first? It's like, yeah, the U.S. China tariff war is like, yeah, is real out here.
and then the thing that just really is starting to see sad because it was like a lot of I'm starting to see a lot of businesses that were thriving businesses said like we regret to inform you that we're closing permanently because they're like the tariffs are going to kill our pride because they're like we cannot afford these tariffs bill rather than us provide a cheaper quality of what we're used to doing we're not going to do that to our customers we're not going to get cheaper products and then sell it to you like that like we're not going to do that so we've decided to just close our company close our business effective. And it's sad seeing that because I know a lot of businesses did come out like the positive that came out of COVID, I'll say is a lot of businesses came out during COVID.
A lot of people like either like were furloughed or just they job closed, so like they started
Hmm.
their own thing.
They became entrepreneurs. And that's what I did like seeing. I did like that new wave of new business owners because it's like, okay, if I don't have a lane, I'm going to create my own lane because like you said, if your job furloughed you or if your company just simply closed or downside, let's say that, like we said, a lot of stuff went like this, a lot of stuff went remote, a
Yeah,
lot of stuff did this. So whereas if you had a company where like you have 50 people and
my
now you
staff.
decide that I could have 6 people do the same thing that 50 people did, but
Staff.
remotely.
Yeah, that happened at one of my gigs. Like when they cut staff, like I was one of the people they kept on, but
So
people
if
they
you go from 50 people to 6 people, that's 44 people that are losing their jobs.
yeah,
And then let's be real, like a lot of people who they did get rid of were either if you were the new people at the bottom or the old people who had been there for a while. The people maybe in the middle had a little bit of like a better thing.
yeah,
Because like the older people they want to get rid of because it's like you're going to retire and like we're going to get rid of you because we don't want to be paying you all this money.
yeah.
And then the new people it's like, okay, we're going to give it because you're new. So it just became a challenge then. So then people decide like, hey, I'm gonna start like, oh, it's a need for this type of thing. Okay, I'm gonna create a product and oh, okay, people like a lot like a big product that was selling a lot. Obviously, people don't buy them now like that, but people were buying a lot like masks, like
A lot of
specially
that, yeah,
designed masks or whatever,
because custom masks were big in 2020.
custom masks, all different type of like whatever, PPE stuff or whatever. Like if somebody was selling like PPE kits or whatever, like specialized PPE kits for things or whatever. People were creating businesses for people.
Yeah, And it's
But
sad. Yeah, but
a lot of people lost, like a lot of businesses are now starting to close because they said the tariffs would greatly affect their bottom line.
it should have never got to this. Is like as far as like how we got here is like the when you like depend like that heavily, you import all that much from China. Is like yeah, it only takes like something like this to happen to like yeah, because like the U.S. is the biggest importer. Like yeah, like a lot of our fucking goods in the United States come from
If
China.
you look, it says made in China.
Yeah, so like the fact that
Even
I get like how it happened because like yeah, the cheap like yeah, you paying low cost is like so had the shit made in China shipped here is like
even
yeah
if we're gonna be honest, even some of the MAGA products say made in China on
yeah
some of their
from
products.
there yeah it's like but
Like the hat, I've seen like on the hats where it had on the tag where somebody showed like ironically the MAGA hats say made in China.
But yeah, that's where we at now. We
So
should how we even got here is because of that, because the U.S. like has made a lot of shit like coming from China. But like somebody's gonna have to blink. Is like yeah, because it's like if the U.S. stops importing from China, like I think they're more dependent. Is because the U.S. will be fine without China's Chinese products. You just have to pivot. But if the U.S. stops importing from China, it's like I think their whole economy collapses. So somebody's gonna have to blink at some point. It's like the tariff war just can't go on indefinitely and shit. Yeah. So
I
something's
think the
going to
thing that
happen.
sucks is that the
Something's
thing
going
that
to
sucks
happen.
is that I think that this is a big dick slinging contest, and it's like
Who's gonna flinch first? That's what it
we're
is.
in the middle of this dick slinging contest, and it's like
Yeah, because most of the other places fell in line. It's like yeah, it's a Chinese one. That's the one. It's like yeah, they holding firm with it.
because they're like we have leverage, and then
Yeah.
because a lot of products still come from China, but then a lot of revenue goes to China
That's a
from us.
two-way
So it's
street. It's
like
like if
it's
the U.S. stops importing from China, like they whole economy is kind of dependent on the Americans buying their shit. It's like yeah, so so it's yeah, it goes both ways. That thing is like so who's gonna flinch first? It's like
but now truckers are starting to get affected because they said that they're showing like truckers who have like empty
it's
loads and
trickling down. Yeah, because
yeah.
first like the warehouses or the shipping
Yeah, the
yards
docks, yeah, the
the
shipping
docks
docks,
they
yeah.
noticing like yeah drop off in like yeah they it's starting there and then it's gonna move to the truckers next. It's like
As a trucker. And I know several people who are truckers. I have several,
yeah
some of my Facebook friends are truckers.
I know some
Several of
truckers.
them.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize I had that many truckers until COVID happened. And when they were showing, like, we are the essential workers, I was like, oh, so and so's a truck, so
I
and
got
so,
a homie
so
that
and so's a truck. I didn't know all those people were
got a
truckers
homie
back
that quit
then.
radio and when he's a trucker. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, like
Like people I went to school
during
with,
that
I didn't
time,
know.
yeah, he became a
Mhm.
trucker during that time.
One of my Facebook friends, I think that he has his own trucking company. I think that he has his own, you know, his own stuff or whatever, because he was talking about like, all the stuff that he was going through during COVID or whatever. But yeah, I was like, I just didn't know that many people did that. I was like, oh wow. I was like,
But to me, that's my concern is that like I don't like all of the executive orders and all the Doge. I don't care about any of that shit. The tariff shit is what I'm watching because that what directly affects our pockets. It's like so that's the one that got me like okay, what's gonna happen and shit. Like that's what I'm keeping an eye on and shit. As far as Trump's presidency, like yeah, what's gonna happen with this fucking tariff war with China and shit. So I'm watching that closely and shit. Stock market kind of been all over the place. Like
yeah.
it would plummet one day, but then the next day it's back and shit. It's
And
like
then
yeah,
I feel for the people who are about to retire in the next 2 to 3 years.
yeah, because yeah, if that shit top plummets and like yeah, there goes your 401k and shit. Yeah, if the stock market plummets right when you retire and
I said,
shit.
I'm a little bit of a ways from retirement. I got some years until I retire. So,
Yeah, so
but
you got
somebody who's like less than 3 years from retirement, it's like,
like, your 401k could be wiped out like that just with a
mhm.
stock market plummet. Yeah.
And then you may have to be at Walmart as a greeter
Mhm.
part-time.
Yeah. Because to be honest, Social Security is not enough for the average person to live off of, and a lot of
Social
people,
Security is not
a lot of
like,
people don't even pay into Social Security. First of all, like
yep, because teachers don't pay into it. I think maybe police or firemen, because we did a Zoom or whatever. It was showing like the different public sectors that don't pay into it. And I didn't realize that that many did not pay into it. It was like five, like that they showed on our Zoom. And I was like, oh, because I mean, I knew teachers, because like, our mom was a teacher. So I knew about teachers, but some of the other ones, I was like, oh, they don't pay attention. I was like, oh, like it surprised me because, you just think that everybody pays their social security. You just assume that.
Yeah.
But
And even
Social
that is like
Security is
it's
just supposed to be a fraction of like your income. It's only supposed to cover a fraction of what you
yeah.
made. So like if you
If you want
made
to keep your current lifestyle, is like Social Security is
it's
not go like
not
yeah, like and if you live a certain lifestyle is like and all you
like
have is Social Security is like
let's say at your max at your job you made $80,000 a year. Like I said, I'm gonna be generous. I know some people may be like that's too low. Some people may say that's too high or whatever, but I'm just trying to be realistic. I'm just gonna say 80K. You've been working for your company for 25 years and then you max out at 80K. I think that's a fair number to say. I think, for
let's go
25
with it.
years of
Let's go
work.
with it. Let's go with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you max out at 80K a year.
Yeah.
So your Social Security is not going to be $80,000 a year. It's just not. Your Social Security
Not gonna be.
might be
It's
like,
not.
let's say, 2,500 a month, 2,700.
So
It
I'm
might
saying,
be
I was
about
about to say
that.
it's not going to even be half of the 80. That's what I was just about to say. Yeah.
It might be about 25, $2,700 a month.
Yeah. Hmm.
Which when people go, oh, that's pretty good income. It's like, but if your bills are still $4,500 a month,
Yeah. You're gonna have to adjust lifestyles. It's like, yeah. It's like thankfully, like most people when they get to that age, like their house is already
your
paid.
house
But you
may be
still
paid
got
off.
other
Yeah.
bills. It's like, yeah, it's not just a
Mhm.
mortgage. It's like you got other bills that you got to pay.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because even like, utilities, like I said, we know light bill, gas bill,
Tax.
water bill, insurance. You gotta keep insurance. You have
Yeah,
there's no way around
you gotta,
that.
yeah, property taxes. Like I said, yeah, you gotta,
Property taxes. Yeah, don't lose your house for not paying your property taxes because a lot of people lose their houses for that reason.
that's a real thing. Yeah. People buying the
The
tax,
scavenger sales.
tax auctions. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call it, scavenger sale. But yeah, so let's say that your bills, like I said, heaven forbid, you are one of the people who like you bought your property later in life, like you were 55 when you bought your property.
Yeah. So
You're
then,
not gonna have your house paid off when you retire,
yep.
unless you
Unless you were
just kicked
really
ass and did
ambitious, it's
15
like,
year
yeah,
mortgage.
you got really ambitious. If you're like 50 and then you did like in 15 years and
Yeah,
like
you did a 15
65,
year mortgage.
it's like,
Or I
yeah,
even see a 10 year. I've even seen
you're
people like
really
drop down to a
ambitious.
10 year.
Really ambitious. Yeah.
If you did really ambitious and you just kicked ass, but if you buy a house over 50,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be paid off by the time you retire. It's just not
Yeah.
under normal circumstances. So
Mm.
like I said, typically, like when you are again retirement age, it's like if you did have dependent children, your children should be adults now. Your house, they should be.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
today's climate, I mean, we know that people may be
Because
staying
people are
home a
staying
little
home a
longer
lot longer than they did back in our parents' generation.
because
In our generation, is like people are staying home. Like, boy, each generation they stay home longer. It seems like.
you just can't afford it.
Yeah.
Like the housing market is starting to explode again. Like when I was looking and seeing how much houses are now, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Like you need like 300 just to get something like you need 300 to get something decent
In Chicago.
in Chicago. Like I said, we're speaking Chicago. I'm not like don't well in so
If
and
you live in
so.
Jackson, Mississippi, we're not saying that. It's like I'm.
I live in Chicago.
It's like property is different. It's different prices and different price. If you live in like Birmingham, Alabama, it's probably cheaper to buy a house there. I'm sorry. It's like
You
yeah,
live in North Carolina, South Carolina.
yeah. You live in Greenville, yeah, South Carolina.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah,
But we live in a high housing market. We live in Chicago. Like Chicago is definitely top five, I would say. If you look across the United States, it's probably top five for most expensive. Like I know like New York, LA, that's like probably one and two.
San Francisco.
DC is high.
Yeah. Mhm.
I say maybe Chicago. Like I said, Chicago probably has to be like top five, I
Top
would say.
five, I would say. Those
Chicago's
might be
probably top
five. We
five.
just named, yeah. New York, LA, San Francisco, DC, Chicago. It's probably
Yeah, that's probably
not
it
in
right
that
there.
order, but it's probably those five, I would say. Yeah. Yeah.
The Chicago is high. It's high. It's Chicago. It's high here. It's high to live in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but You want to live in Chicago, you gotta plan ahead to live in Chicago.
And there's options, like I said, like you can get under that number. Like I said, you might be in the hood. It might not be the fanciest neighborhood. It's like yeah,
Or you might have to consider like seriously, like, you might be in a two-bedroom house,
yeah,
one
smaller house
bathroom,
and like in the hood is like yeah, yeah.
even in an okay neighborhood, or you might have to get a fixer. You might have to get something that you have to like put sweat equity into where
And with those, yeah, you better have the you gotta have a bigger down payment because like with fixtures is like getting
Mhm.
that the FHA loan is like yeah, it's rules to that shit.
It
It's like
is. FHA is a lot of rules. Like
yeah, so yeah, so you gotta save up for your down payment to
they
buy.
make sure that all your T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted when you do an
But
FHA.
then
They
if you
do.
buying, yeah, if you buying traditional, you gotta have that twenty
You
percent.
gotta
Yeah,
have a 20.
yeah. You might find a cheaper property, like I said, a fixer but you gotta have that 20% to put down.
Hmm.
And you
It's
gotta fix the shit up after that. It's like, yeah. Yeah.
and me, I'm transparent. I don't know how to fix shit.
Yeah.
I know how to fix the Marcus is handy. He knows how to do. He did construction when he was younger. So he knows how to do some things. I can't do anything. So
I'm good at figuring shit out. It's
mm.
like I can
And
figure.
Marcus like, oh, I know how to do so. I was like, oh, you know how to do? He's like, yeah, I know how to do so and so. I know how to do so and so. But it's timing now. It's like he just simply doesn't have a lot of time. So he'd rather just like pay somebody to do it because he's like, I don't have a lot of time now because he's busy working. So
I get that from our dad is like how he would
yeah.
figure shit out. I'm that too. Like
Oh, Dad was the
stuff
master.
I've never done is like I can figure it out. It's like it's
This
like
is the master of what our father would do. And this is free game right here. Daddy would always say this. He would pay somebody one time and watch what
watch
they
him.
did.
Yeah, yeah, watch him. Yeah.
So if a plumber came in with it, the only thing that Daddy didn't mess with was electrical because he said, I'm not shocking myself. I'm not electrocuting myself. He's like, I'm not doing no wires. I'm not doing that. But everything else, Daddy would watch somebody and he would be like, oh, okay, he just did so and so, so and so, so and so. Boom.
Yeah,
So you pay for the lesson one time. You pay for it one time and just watch exactly what they did. And then next time, he would do it.
yeah.
Because house calls are like, for a plumber, I think house calls are like $200 now for a plumber.
Mm.
They come out and do 10 minutes of work, you paying $200 for that 10 minutes.
Yeah. A lot of times they really didn't even do shit. It's like it's some shit you really could have done. It's like, but
Yeah, it's a 10-minute fix. Because like I
exactly.
said, we've had the plumber come out where like literally it took him 10 minutes to like unclog the drain and we had to pay that money. But Marcus saw what they did and then he bought a snake the next day at Home Depot and then ever since he's like, yep, I'm doing it myself. Like, oh, okay. But this is what we need to look at. Like I said, the tariffs and just like,
That's what I'm really watching. Yeah, like the money shit is like follow the money as they say. So that's what I'm watching. Like the tariffs and like the stock market stuff is like yeah,
because the money stuff is going to affect everybody. I'm looking at some of the stuff about cutting with the funding too, because when certain programs get cut, it's like, how's that? Like I work in public sector. I do. So it's like when you cut from public sector, because depending on what your state is, depending on how your state operates, your state gets state funding and they get federal funding for things.
yeah,
And it depends on what type of like some states rely heavily on the federal funding.
yeah.
Some states don't rely as much, but I would say a general rule of thumb is like maybe at the very least, like states are getting somewhere between 5 to 10% of federal funding for these programs, I would say, even on the lower end. And then on the higher end, it could go up, of what they're getting from federal funding. So if these programs are being slashed and you rely on federal funding for stuff, like I said, if you're a worker in these programs, or if you're a person who is on these
Or
assistance
yeah,
programs, because like we say, everybody who's on assistance is not a welfare queen. Let's stop that myth right there. Everybody is not a lazy person who's just trying to get over on the system. Let's stop that there.
I would say most people that are on it actually need it. It's scammers out there, of course.
It's scammers in every
I
aspect.
think
Oh
most
yeah, it's
people
scammers everywhere.
actually need that money that are on it. Most of
Both people, they're TT. I need that money. They're TT from
most
Set It Off. They need that money.
yeah. Money to do that. Put Elon does Doge is like on her TT. She ain't getting a cut.
Most people do need that money though, real talk. They do. Like I said, I worked and I did this. So that's why I qualified people for government assistance at one point. I did that. And in all my reviewer stuff, most of the people I did study, most of the people had jobs. They worked.
Yeah.
They worked at large companies. I'm not going to say what companies, but it was one large company that I saw several times on there that they worked at.
Did grandma shoplift from them?
I'll just do this face. I saw with my own eyes. So when people say, "Oh,
company,
what
company was
I worked it, I worked the system,
identified.
I worked it, I qualify people." So you said grandma's right.
Grandma shoplifted from this company. Yeah, leave it at that.
But I saw it with my own eyes. I'm like, these people worked. They actually worked. It wasn't like, oh, they trying to get over. They don't want to work. You just having children and just not wanting to work. It's like, no, it's like that's a small percentage of like a small, but the vast majority of people are people who actually need the programs to assist them because, like we say, it's rough out there. Another thing that's closing that got affected by the finances. I said we go into finances a little bit this time, but the thing that a thing that people said that is getting affected now, you know what they said is
Nah.
food banks. They said food banks are starting to be affected because it was a lot of food banks. Like I noticed, I want to say like the Catholic churches in Chicago did theirs on Wednesdays. I want to say. Because like I said, when I would be, because I've been like, when I'm for work, I'm out, for work or anything. Like I would just see like the lines. I would see the people like with their, like the shopping carts. I would see people outside the Catholic churches, and I'm like, oh. And then someone told me like, yeah, the Catholic churches do theirs in Chicago on Wednesdays. Their food banks. I was like, oh, but you're not seeing that as much now because if they're not getting the money to have the funding for the food bank to give, like, because a lot of people do have to go to supplement their food stuff because it's like if you don't have that much and you can only buy so much at a store, even if you do like discounts, even if you do go to like an Aldi or something like that, where you go and you try to go and be price conscious with your shopping,
Still might be coming up short.
and
So
you still might be coming up short. So then you go to a food bank for like your essential because they have the staples. Like they may, I don't know if they have so much eggs now because eggs are ridiculously high
they
now, but
fluctuating. Yeah, it's like
you get what I'm saying. Like, but usually at a food bank you get like eggs, bread, milk. Like, at the staples like that are usually at the food bank. Maybe like rice, things like that that you can get, pastas, things like that. But they're saying that, yeah, food banks are starting to have trouble with that. But bottom line is just be like, let's just be a little bit kinder about the way that we look at people's situations. Like I want to stress that out and just be a little bit more mindful because your situation isn't everybody said, well, I don't have trouble with so like, okay. Congratulations that you don't have trouble.
you
Congratulations.
don't have trouble. It's like an actual shit.
Congratulations to you. I'm happy for you that you don't have troubles.
Yeah,
But the average person is struggling. The average. I didn't say exceptional. I said average, meaning the C student is struggling right now.
yeah.
If you an A student, don't be like, well, I'm an A student. Okay. That's what I say to you. Applaud you.
Be like, I got all A's. Don't be that kid. It's like we all know we all know that kid. Name and names.
Don't be a
Know,
jerk.
know who I'm talking about. But let's shift gears to something fun. It's like
Yes.
let's do a playoff update for the NBA.
Yes, because
All of my basketball fans. Yeah.
we have some movement now.
Yeah. Pretty much in the second round, except for one series. I'll bring up the bracket.
Looking at you who couldn't close the other day. Golden State.
All right, here we are. Okay, let's start with the sweeps. Like we knew OKC was sweeping. We knew
Yeah.
Cleveland kind of definitely
In
OKC.
Cleveland, yeah, because I was like the Heat don't stand a chance. I'm
Like
sorry, Tyler Hero was not going to be
no way
the Cavs by
no way
himself.
the Grizzlies were like doing anything against OKC. So that
And
one,
then especially when Ja got hurt.
yeah, So I was like,
That really just put the nail in the coffin on them. So
yeah. He said yeah. So like the both of the number one seeds did their job. They both swept.
yeah,
Yeah,
they swept, and then they got to do this,
yeah,
waiting for their opponent. They got to just chill back
yeah. And
for the
we have
conference for
opponents
the
for both of them as well too. Indiana, like yeah, they did their job. Yeah, taking out Milwaukee in five. Yeah,
Yeah, that was surprising because like usually the five is a little bit more competitive because
four or
they're more
five is
evenly
close. Yeah,
matched, I feel.
and then
Typically the 4 5 is more evenly matched. So I feel like there's the ones that
it's
usually goes about six, usually on average. They usually go
like the
six.
Bucks are a mess right now. Like with like
Yeah.
Lillard, he's probably done. It's like yeah, it's probably all over for him. It's like oh yeah.
So we were talking about can the Bulls get Giannis? Like Marcus and I were trying to figure out, can the Bulls get Giannis? We were trying to figure that out. We were like,
Who the Bulls
I don't think
have?
we can
It's
get
like yeah.
Giannis.
Because the
We ain't got
guy,
nothing
like
to get
the guy for
Giannis.
leverage, the guy to use in the trade would have been Levine. Like you don't have him anymore. Like who do you send
Yeah.
back? It's like yeah, it's like I don't know if they have the pieces to like pull that off right now.
We were like, we don't have, we were like, dang. We was like, because if he wants to stay in the Midwest, because sorry, Milwaukee, but Chicago's better than Milwaukee. So if he wanted to stay Midwest,
Yeah.
come to Chicago.
Could have used Levine and Kobe White and some of those other guys to get him. I think yeah, but I don't know how you get him now. It's like
Yeah.
it's
Cause we were trying to figure that out tough. We were like, yeah, like Giannis, he ain't one, like Giannis gonna be out of there. We were trying to figure it out. We did come up with
looking back, it's
okay.
going the Dame trade is going looks it could go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history. It's like yeah, at the time yeah, like it seemed like a W, but it's been
And
he's been
then
injury
also they
prone the whole
wanted to
time he's been there,
insert.
and now he got the injury, the Achilles injury, which is
And
probably
then they also won the in-season tournament too. So it really looked like, oh, like they might be
it's
going
finally
places.
getting it together. Yeah, after all of this, yeah, they finally getting it together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because Doc seemed like they had them rolling. Doc seemed like he had them rolling.
yeah. Well,
But
Tyrese Halliburton said no, 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 no.
yeah, because I was surprised that they would, because like Milwaukee was up, and then I was like, okay, I said, okay, Milwaukee gonna keep on fighting, and then they just fell apart, and I was like, ugh,
Yeah.
ugh. I thought it was gonna go at least six, not five. Like, okay, like Bucks and six, we always say that. But yeah,
And then on the other 4 or 5 is that went 7. Denver handled their business, beat the Clippers, yeah. So that one, yeah,
yeah.
we got 7 out of
The
that.
Clippers, like I said, I dozed off at the end of the game because Marcus, when he told me the next day, he was like, "Yeah, the Clippers were the Clippers."
Yeah.
He was like, "James Harden was James Harden. He has seven." I was like, "What? He has seven?" Before he said, "No, he has seven for the game." I was like, "What?" He was like, "He has seven." And then Marcus just started roasting the Clippers.
Yeah. That was
He just did a roast session on them.
that was a train
Yeah, the
wreck.
Clippers was the Clippers.
All right. What we get?
If you don't watch basketball, basically they who they are. The Clippers are the expectation is here, but then they fall here. That's what happens with the Clippers.
Okay, let's dip down to our 3 6s right now. It's like in the Western Conference, yeah, the Timberwolves
Shit.
smoked the Lakers in 5. Yeah.
Shit. That was the only upset that had, well, like I said, so we don't know what's gonna happen with Golden State yet, but that was the only upset
And
that
that's
happened
I
so
don't even know if
far.
that's a super upset. It's like yeah, it's like but
Well, I'm
it
saying,
is,
well,
yeah.
I'm
I mean, as
saying
far as
like
like records, 3 6, yeah,
number wise. I said that was the only upset
that's the
number
only
wise that
yeah, the
happened.
seed that the lower seed. I get what you're saying.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Not, I'm saying just number
As far
wise.
as
That was the
talent
only.
wise, yeah, as far as seed.
No, not talent wise. I'm
Minnesota,
saying
I
the
think
numbers.
Minnesota does have the better team. Is
Yeah, they do.
Lakers got LeBron and Luca, but as far as a team, they get way deeper in Minnesota. They got
Hmm.
that's why I get people that don't even watch basketball. I haven't watched in years. It's like the Lakers aren't elite and LeBron is 40. Is like so
LeBron's
you
40.
probably haven't watched basketball in about 5 years if you think the Lakers.
That's why all the
You
roasts
think the
about
Lakers are still
LeBron.
like title contenders. You probably haven't watched in about 5 years, I think.
That's why people roasting about LeBron. Like LeBron is 40 years old.
Oh
Like
yeah, because let's go in on our Chicago folks, yeah, which we have a lot of them, yeah. And you comparing this to like yeah, Mike would never is like let's compare apples to apples.
let's look at Mike and the
When Mike
Wizards.
was his age, he was playing with the Wizards. It's like yeah, compare apples to apples. Like the Wizards didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like never they never made his whole time there. They never made the playoffs. It's like so you can't you acting like Jordan winning titles to LeBron now is the same thing. It's not. It's like
It's not the same.
anything LeBron does now is like his legacy is what it is. It's like anything now is like I don't think it helps or hurts his legacy. He's
Yeah.
just an old man that's just hanging around at this point.
Yeah,
That
he's
probably
old.
needs to retire and shit at this
Like I said,
point.
when he had the collision and he went down like a tree, like LeBron's just old. Like,
Old guy
he's
that
old as
probably needs to
fuck.
retire at this point. It's like yeah,
LeBron is my age group. That's why I always say LeBron and I could have went to high school together. That's the age group that he's in. He's my age group. So
yeah.
he's old. But I will say that LeBron is the GOAT of old guys. He is.
Yeah. Cause like people are
He's
like,
not the
yeah, and let's
GOAT,
mention your other favorite who like people act like there's only three NBA players that ever played.
Kobe.
They just mentioned Mr.
Kobe.
Kobe Bean Bryant. Everybody remembers the 60 points he scored in his final game. But let's look at that
The
whole
Lakers
season.
sucked.
Lakers won 15
They
games that
sucked.
season and shit is like they were the worst team in the NBA. They won 15
But
games.
true in Kobe fashion, Kobe said, I'm going to go out on a blaze of glory and I'm going to score this 60 points in my last game. That was just
Yeah.
Kobe's way.
Apples to apples. Like y'all are
That was his
comparing
way.
Kobe and LeBron, Kobe and Mike in their primes to like 40
After he tore his Achilles, Kobe wasn't the
apples
same.
to apples is
He
like
wasn't the same after the Achilles injury. He
yeah.
wasn't. But as a great that he was able to turn on one last time for that 60.
Yeah.
Greats can do that. The greats can turn on. They can flip that
Here's the
switch and
thing
turn
is like
on.
you don't have to compare LeBron now to Michael in his prime. You can compare them in their primes and Michael still wins. It's like compare
Yeah,
apples to apples is what I'm saying. It's like talk about
absolutely.
like
Like,
LeBron with the Heat compared to Jordan with the Bulls. It's like yeah,
yeah.
it's like
So
that's what you
compare
that's yeah.
72 and 10 to
To the
when
big
LeBron
three
won
Heat
his
is
first
like
time
yeah,
in Miami.
big three Heat. It's like yeah, it's like
Yeah, when he won his first time in Miami. The 72 and 10
apples
to
to
me would have
apples. It's
smoked.
like,
They
that's
would have smoked that Miami team. You
apples
can
to apples.
argue me if you want to. 72 and 10 would have smoked them.
Apples to
They
apples.
would have.
I say apples, yeah. Like, so you don't have to do that. You don't have to compare Jordan and winning titles in his prime to LeBron now. You compare when
Yeah,
they were both winning
that's
titles.
whack to do.
Jordan was still better. It's like, yeah, like you don't have to like do that to like prove your guy is better.
But I was hoping that they would go to 6. Like I knew it wasn't gonna go 7. People was like, Braun gonna win 7, the delusional people. Braun still gonna win
Once they
7.
went
I'm
down
like,
3-1, I kind of knew it was over. It's like,
I was like,
I was like, I said
maybe
like Minnesota's closing them out tonight. It's like,
I said maybe LeBron's not gonna want to have a gentleman's sweep because in basketball we call that a gentleman's sweep. If it's a 4-1, it's a gentleman's sweep. It is.
yeah,
You avoided getting swept because you just wanted to save some face. You didn't go, you didn't want to get swept. So you're like, okay, I'll win one. So that way I can say, well, at least I didn't get swept, but you still lost in 5.
yeah.
That's still not nothing to really celebrate. It's just not. But I don't know
Like,
what
what's the next question?
do.
Yeah, like,
I don't know what they do.
what does LeBron hang it up now? Like, is this it for him? He's no been announcement from him yet.
Per Shams said that LeBron's gonna go at least one more year per Shams. I think I saw that.
I haven't seen. I have to look at that report. Yeah,
I think I saw that per Shams, I want to say.
yeah. Because that's the first thing I was thinking. Is this it for him? It's like, yeah. Does he just like? I think he probably will go out the way like Kobe and
Yeah,
Wade.
because he wants to, and Dwayne Wade, because
Farewell
he wants to
tour.
do a
Yeah, he
farewell
probably will.
tour.
He probably he's gonna pull a Tim Duncan and just announce it like, yeah,
No, I don't, because like LeBron is Hollywood.
yeah. I don't think he's just gonna
He's
go.
Hollywood,
Yeah,
so he's not gonna just like Tim Duncan. He didn't care about
more than
after.
likely he will have at least one more season, and maybe that'd be the farewell season.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do one more
Yeah, that's
because
probably.
it's a Bryce. Is Bryce of age yet or no?
I'm not sure. I'm not
Like,
sure.
is that one that he wants to do? Is just play with both of his boys? Maybe I don't
That would
know.
be why. Yeah, if I gotta see Bryce, I don't even know
Yeah, I
how.
don't know how old Bryce
I don't
is.
even know what kind of player he is. It's like, yeah, like
Hmm.
Bronny. I remember seeing Bronny in high school play. I don't even know
Hmm.
like what kind of game Bryce is. He like even like
Is he Marcus Jordan?
good enough, or Jeff Jordan is like was even worse than Marcus somehow. It's like, yeah. Which is saying
Well, no one's Marcus because like they don't do cocaine, but I mean that's
and it's smashed body Pippen. Well, that's half
okay.
the league just smashed her. So like a lot.
Yikes! Yikes! Well, I mean the Bulls did have the traveling cocaine circus, so I mean, no boy, but hey,
So there it is. It skips the generation, I guess, the cocaine.
Traveling cokeheads. Yeah.
Let's head east.
Okay, sorry. Just had to laugh at the cokeheads.
Knicks Pistons. Was this series was surprisingly better than what people thought it would be.
Remember, I
Like,
said that I was like them Knicks because remember I said when I first saw the match, I said them Knicks. I was like, I think that this is going. Them Knicks are going to be
the Knicks were the favorites. Yeah, the
no,
Pistons.
but I was just saying I think that it was.
I was like,
I just
I
thought
guess,
they were going to do something interesting. I just
yeah,
felt like the Knicks were going to. You get what I'm saying? I felt like
yeah,
they were going to make things really exciting.
yeah. The Knicks
But
got a squad. Is like I'm excited about. We're gonna get to the second round series where they playing, but I'm that's probably the second round series I'm most looking forward to most is that one.
two words, Jalen Brunson.
Brunson.
Ooh, did you see that last shot he did? Ooh,
Brunson is the truth. Yeah.
because when he hit that three, and then the way he just, when he hit that three, I was like, dang,
That's
dang.
looking like one of the best signings. Like, and at the time, the Knicks got clowned for making that signing. Cause they signed because he was with Dallas. They signed him away from Dallas, and the Knicks got clowned. But like, that's looking like one of the smartest signings.
Jalen
Like,
Brunson, like
they
he,
got him for decent money too. They didn't overpay him either. Like, they got him on a decent. So they definitely gonna have to pay him when they re-up. Now I was
I think
like,
he's the truth. That's it because like I feel like it's one of those moments where like, Last Dragon when Leroy went, he's like, okay, Leroy is the truth. Like I feel like that, like watching Jalen Brunson, I was like, okay.
yeah,
He's the truth because once he started, because he wasn't having a great game, and then once he locked in and he just went beast mode, I was like, ooh, ooh, I was like, ooh, Brunson, ooh,
I'm old enough to
Mark
remember. I'm old enough to remember his pops in the league. A lot
his
of people.
daddy.
Rick Brunson. He played during for the Bulls. It was during the shitty rebuild years. That's why
Shit.
nobody remembers him. It's like, but Rick Brunson was here during that time. So I want to say that Jalen is from the area. I think he was
Yeah, he
like
is.
north.
He is.
Like, I think he's like from like one of those north suburbs, like
Yeah,
Winnetka
he
or
is.
something like that. So I think he's
He's from the not Chicago part, but
not Chicago. He's from the area. I think Jalen was born and raised in these parts. Yeah.
like even Marcus was like, he was like, I'm gonna order me a Jalen Brunson jersey. He's like, I'm gonna get him a Brunson jersey.
You gonna sit next to Spike Lee at the
Because we did have like a whole thing where we just said jokingly, I was like, obviously, I'm not a fan of it. I said, here's the thing. I was like, I'm just a little annoyed by the Knicks, but I hate the Pistons. So I was like, I
I
could
was
never root for
definitely
the
rooting
Pistons.
for the
I hate
Knicks in
them.
that series. It's like,
So
I
I was
root
like,
for the
okay,
Knicks.
I like the Knicks
I
better
root
than
for
the
the Knicks
Pistons.
every day and twice on Sunday in this series. It's like I do. I'll definitely because like the Knicks are more like little brother. Like they like like yeah like look they think they are rivals. Yeah, the Pistons were an actual rival. They
Yeah,
got
and then I
ass
hate
whippings
them.
and all of that shit. It's like, like the
Like
Pistons were
I'm
actually tough. It's like
like I'm Kobe on that. Oh, I don't forget. Like I still don't forget all the bad boy days, Isaiah. I don't forget that. I just can't. I can't move past it.
walking off the court in shame, all of that shit. It's like
When he was bobbing and weaving and he
straight
was
bitches, all
ducking
of that
and
shit is like
jazz out here.
Knicks weren't straight bitches, at least I give them that. Ewing just got dunked on by Scotty. That's about
He
it.
shoved him.
And Jordan and Xavier McDaniel locking horns like, yeah, fuck
Fuck you,
you.
fuck you, fuck you.
And,
They look
that's
like
like I
two
remember about
bulls
the Knicks.
charging. They did like two
Yeah.
bulls.
That's what I remember about the Knicks is like those
He was locked in. Whatchamacallit,
John Starks, like when
John Starks. I hated John Starks. I hated him.
yeah, I remember those series. Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's
To
like,
me, the
okay,
Knicks' true rival is the Pacers. To me, that's like their.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like
The Knicks were just annoying, but
if they have a
to the
real
Pistons I
rival,
hate.
it was
So
the Indiana Pacers. Was their that's their real rival to me. It's like it was Reggie Miller and all of his stuff. He was
that's why I was like, eh.
yeah.
And then I said to Marcus, I said, yeah, I said, well, I said the Knicks got Brunson and they got Spike. So I mean that balances it out for
And,
and Spike.
and Stephen A. Smith and shit.
Spike. The Spike is part of the Knicks. I mean, at this point, he's the team ambassador. You got he's part of the team. You gotta count Spike.
Okay, so yeah, Knicks advanced, no surprise. But Detroit surprisingly, like Detroit got a squad.
They do.
Yeah, I like Cade Cunningham. I think he's gonna be special. Yeah,
They got a squad. They do.
keep an eye on them
They're just
Pistons.
young. They're
Yeah,
young, but
keep an eye on them Pistons. All right, we'll start in the East here for like 2-7. We going way over, but I don't give a shit.
yeah,
It's
no,
like it's we got yeah Boston beat my Matt Orlando. No
Orlando.
surprise, no
Yeah.
surprise.
They're the champs, so
No,
I mean,
gentlemen sweep, no surprise.
gentlemen sweep.
Surprised Orlando even took one. I thought that would be a sweep as well too.
Well, Orlando got a couple of little chippy players. They got a couple of little, like Wagner and
Boston probably just let them win when they said
they
it,
got a little bit of
it
chippiness
felt
in
like being charitable. They let them win.
it's charitable.
Boston, we'll let them think that they
That
can.
series gonna be good though. That Knicks Boston, that's gonna be
That's
good.
the first. That's the
That's gonna
second
be
round
good.
series. I'm excited
That's
about.
gonna be good.
So we got three second round series set. Like I said, OKC, Denver, Cleveland, Indiana, and New York and Boston, which is going to
I'm
be the
gonna go at high key be good because OKC Denver, that's gonna be good. Cavs Pacers, that's gonna be exciting, I think. But I think the one to really watch is going to be Knicks and Boston,
yeah.
I think.
And as we record this on May the 4th be with you. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that it's May 4th.
Yes, maybe before Star Wars Day.
We don't yeah, like we have a game 7 that's still out there. We don't know who
Yeah.
the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to face in the second round because Houston and Golden State are tied 3-3.
Golden State couldn't close because I was like, come on, y'all. They were at home. I said, y'all gotta close. Y'all gotta close in 6. Y'all gotta close.
Because they going back to Houston, so it's
And I fell asleep on that game when I woke up and I saw they didn't close. I was like, come on, Steph. You were supposed to just be shooting lights out. Come on, Steph. Close.
so like
But they going back to Houston. But
the verdict's still out on that series.
Golden State is experienced. Houston is young, so maybe their experience will beat the youth, maybe. Or will the youth outrun the experience?
So that's what we
Don't know. It could go either way. You see what I'm saying? Because like you got the youth versus the experience.
both
So
teams are well coached as well too.
mhm.
Steve Kerr and Ime Udoka, like yeah, they both
Yeah, Steve Kerr been around forever.
and
Yeah, and
Udoka can
say that
coach people like clowning because of like he was smashing an old girl with Boston, but
he
yeah,
lost Nia Long. That's why
he's
people
actually a
clown.
hell of a coach though. It's like
Yeah, he is. He's a hell of a coach. He is.
yeah,
And why is he a hell of a coach? Because they both were under the
Kerr
Popovich tree.
who's retiring, yeah,
Now retired.
yeah, who's announced his retirement, yeah.
I saw a picture that they was like all the people that Popovich touched, and just seeing the whole
Like Mike
spectrum.
Brown is like so many like
It's
coaches
so
that
many.
from that.
It's so many people. They said so many coaches and like people that are like and other things like that. Popovich, they were directly under Popovich. So that has to say something. So the Mount Rushmore, Popovich is on the Mount Rushmore of coaches.
He is the well, it's him, Phil, Red.
Phil,
Who's that fourth spot? Who's the fourth spot?
you said Phil,
Phil,
Popovich.
Red Popovich. Who's the
Is Pat Riley on there?
possibly who else? So I'm trying to think like is it Riley? Is it it might be Riley. I come from the Showtime Lakers there.
Yes, right. And then he had the Heat.
I like Riley in that spot, yeah. He coached the Knicks for a little while too. Like, yeah, I like Riley in that spot. Yeah.
I said, is it Pat?
It's possibly is Pat Riley, yeah.
I think low key Pat's still coaching in the Heat. I think he's
But
still
yeah, like Steve Kerr
maybe those
got
sponsors up there. I think they
yeah,
might
Steve
be
Kerr
still.
got a claim for the spot too, like because of how the Warriors play. He got
Yeah.
a claim for it. Is I'm sure as coaches from back in the day I'm forgetting about like yeah, like Casey Jones. It's like other coaches I'm forgetting about from the 80s and
What
just
about Daly?
Chuck Daly. Ooh. Oh, ooh, yeah, fuck it, it's Daly.
What
Bad boy. That's my Mount Rushmore right there. Sorry, Pat, but yeah, like I'm going with Chuck. Yeah. The bad boys wasn't no joke.
you
So
said that's because I say Phil. Phil
Phil
was one to
obviously
say.
red because of the amount of titles Boston won
That
back.
was just yeah, that was
Gotta
dynasty.
put them on there. Yeah. Popovich because of
I
his
say Popovich because
longevity. Yeah, because like do that like a 25-year career, like where they do that at. It's like, yeah.
yeah. And then the fact that he won like the 5 titles.
5 titles in that span is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta put him on
And the
there.
people that he just touched along the way, like he just,
Yeah,
his legacy spreads on.
legacy.
Like he lit, like you always say, he lit candles. Like not only did he have his candle, but he lit other people's candles. He did.
Which his replacement is right there, Hall of Fame. I say Tim Duncan,
He made.
this next Spurs coach. Is
So you
right
say
there.
Daly there.
Yeah, I like Chuck Daly in that spot.
I say maybe Pat Riley too, because Showtime.
I'm torn because like Showtime was the team that got me into basketball. Like that's the team. Like yeah, before when the Bulls were a traveling cocaine circus, I was into the Lakers. Then, then once Scotty and those guys started in, like Doug Collins, I'm like, okay, now I like the Bulls. But like yeah, but before that, yeah, they were like I wasn't. I like Jordan, but I wasn't really a Bulls fan. Like,
You know, the focus.
yeah. I wasn't a fan of the cokeheads. It's like, yeah. At least the Lakers, they had cokeheads, but they were winning. Like, they
Yeah, we saw
cokeheads.
winning time.
Exactly, yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, it was LA in the 80s. So I mean, you can
yeah.
guess what happened in LA in the 80s.
Sure, what they told us in that was probably only like probably
A
20%
fragment,
happened. It's like
a fragment of what
the other
actually.
80 we'll never know. Like those records are permanently sealed. The other 80%.
I
We
mean,
got
it's the reason why
20% of
Magic got the package. I'm just saying, it's the reason why he got the package.
because his drug wasn't coke.
It was going down. Shit was going down.
Shit. Mm.
Yeah.
But let's wrap on that note. It's like, yeah, not another
Yeah. So
damn
you guys chime in and say who's your Mount Rushmore coaches? Like I say Pat is in that final spot
said
too.
Pat first. Chuck is kind of like on the outside. Final answer, fucking Pat Riley. I talk myself back in. First I said Pat, then I was like, maybe Chuck. Pat is like, it's gonna be one of those two is gonna be the other three are like solid. Whenever we do a Mount Rushmore, it's always like
It's
three that
always the
like
three that are like,
and one is like, who's the
all right,
fourth?
like, eh.
Like when they did Chicago rappers, like yeah, Kanye, Twista, Common, that's easy. Though that fourth spot is tough. It's like, it's the same thing. It's like yeah,
Because I always start with Twisted because that's just West Side and Common and Kanye. And it's like,
it's that fourth one is like yeah, that's the tough.
kind
It's like yeah. Well, before we go down a whole another rabbit hole,
of.
Mount Rushmore, let's wrap on not another damn podcast. I'm on the Mount Rushmore of overnight radio jocks. I'm just saying, I'm a no-brainer there. Fuck it, it's me, Irene Mojica, Joe Soto, Jimmy Jam. That's the overnight fucking Mount Rushmore, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Doubt prove me wrong, but I'll put myself not another damn podcast episode, whatever. 411
411.
as I'm giving you the information about Mount Rushmore. Definitely appreciate you supporting us. You want to support us further, give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review all your platforms, talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, Amazon Alexa devices. Follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out, MSIMA626 on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, also SCR8GULA7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later. I'm gone.